Hello everybody, James Jginiewicz, your Porsche guy here at Porsche Nashua, and today I'm driving a very special car. This here is a 2012 Cayman R. This car is super cool, and we're going to take it for a scoot and tell me what you think about it. I think you'll be pretty impressed. So what a Cayman R is you take a Cayman S and you shave a little bit of weight out of the vehicle and you give it a little additional power and you tweak the suspension, and there you go. This is a very rare offering. Rumor has it that they made less than 3,500 of these worldwide. You know, it's hard to get some exact figures on what were brought to the States, but it's certainly not many, that's for sure. Now this car, it gets its additional horsepower. It's only 10 horsepower over the S, but it gets that from a freer flowing exhaust, which has a marvelous note. We'll get that up to full load in just a minute. And it gets a little bit of additional torque as well. It shaves about 120 pounds, 121 to be exact, from the Cayman S, and it does that through lightweight aluminum doors, lighter seats, lighter wheels, and a couple other little bits like these flappy little straps in place of door handles. The factory model does not come standard with air conditioning. This one does have it, which is nice because it does get a little warm with the windows up when we're filming, so I do appreciate that option. But you know, when you add all that together, that lightweight package, the little additional power, it's just an absolutely incredible machine to drive, and it's just an absolute blast to drive. Other than the power and the lightweight and the better exhaust note and the limited offering, just the overall rarity of the car, you do get some nice aesthetic bits as well. So you do get some striping on the side doors. That's actually a nod to the 1967 911R, of which only 19 were made. Very, very cool wing, and of course it's fixed to, again, save weight versus the power deployed one. Everything about this car is somewhat simplistic, but it certainly doesn't feel simple in any way, shape, or form. We're going to get this thing on the highway right here, and you're going to hear really what makes this car so cool. The 3.4 liter flat six that they put in this vehicle develops 330 horsepower, but it gets there at 7,400 RPM. So this car is a screamer, and she just makes a beautiful song. And let's play that for you now. I'm not trying to break the law in a company car. And I also have this pesky Lexus here, but it's music. There's a Bose stereo in here. I don't know why anybody would ever listen to it. I don't think that I would ever listen to the radio if I owned this car. Why would you? I mean, you're not going to beat that exhaust note. I don't care what you're listening to. And that's another thing, you got 6 gears in this thing. I'm in 5th now, and it kind of feels wrong. talk a little bit about the horsepower and the lighter weight and all all that. We know the exhaust sounds like just absolute magic. But as far as performance, you know, putting all that thing together, this thing is no slouch. So back in 2012, this car actually outperformed the Carrera in both 0 to 60 and quarter mile time. This car, depending on what you look at, will get 0 to 60 in the mid to low 4s. Nothing to balk at, that's for sure. And it did the quarter mile in less than 13 seconds. Alright, well, driving this car is an absolute dream, and I could be driving it all day long until the cows come home, but I gotta stop being an enthusiast and I gotta start being a car salesman. So let me show you a little bit more about this 2012 Cayman R and what makes it so incredibly special. So, as I mentioned before, they only made this vehicle for the year of 2012, incredibly rare car, about 3,500 offerings worldwide. Don't necessarily know how many were brought to the States, but suffice to say it is certainly quite rare. Now, with that rarity, you've got some unique elements on the vehicle. As you can see here, it just has a striking presence to it, and a lot of that too is due to the exterior color being that it is Carrera white. You've got the black elements that come as part of the Cayman R package that really just give you that stark contrast and that really, really intense, aggressive presence to it. Just a beautiful, beautiful car all throughout. So being that it is the Cayman R, you're getting these black mirror housings, you're getting the black intake vents, black fixed rear wing spoiler, and this really cool vintage throwback graphic on the bottom of the door. You're getting these lighter 19-inch wheels, which are absolutely gorgeous. And of course, you got the telltale red brake caliper, which you'll see on S models, but they do carry it over to the R model as well. These brakes are unchanged from the S model. But another thing that's aiding in that aggressive look is your suspension and the overall stance of the vehicle. So this car is actually 0.8 of an inch lower than the Cayman S, and that's part of that Cayman R package. So that's going to deliver better handling, of course, but also gives you a far better look to the vehicle. All in all, it just looks incredibly mean. I'm usually not a huge fan of white, but I think on this car, it looks just absolutely stunning. Now, there's some other cool things about this car that's not necessarily performance orientated. You may not know this, but this is also an incredibly practical vehicle. Let me show you why. All right, so as with all Caymans, you've got a mid-engine layout, and that mid-engine affords you the ability to have both storage front and rear. And the storage in the front, which we'll begin with here, is nothing to balk at. It is very, very substantial, especially considering that this car is a small car, less than 3,000 pounds. You wouldn't expect this kind of storage in a sports car. I mean, this is really about as practical as it gets. So this storage space here is good enough for, I'd say, 2 carry-ons, or, you know, a large luggage and perhaps something else, a whole host of groceries, or even, you know, my 6-foot frame fits actually very, very comfortable in here. Not so bad, certainly more than you would expect in a sports car, right? So the same unlikely narrative carries through back here, where here you've got this phenomenal performance sports car with all this storage space. You've got all this room back here, and here even on top of your motor you can mount all sorts of things, and you've got this handy net to keep everything secure. Now also, you'll find here on the side, you've got these little panels which will open up. You've got more storage in there, which is actually pretty deep. Not the easiest to get to, but cool to have all the same. And then here you've just got access to your oil and coolant. But all in all, far more practical than what you would think. Now here on the inside of the door, you can see this cute little red strap that replaces the door handle. Very, very cool element. It doesn't shave a whole heck of a lot of weight, but I think it just looks really super cool. Of course, there's never enough badging. You get your beautiful Cayman R badging right here on the door sill. And here you get another thing that I really, really enjoy. You get these beautiful red seat belts to tie in on those pull straps. And it just, again, speaks to the racing characteristics of the vehicle, gives it a really aggressive, mean look. And then two, on the back of the seat, you've got full paint to match the exterior. Just has a beautiful upscale look as opposed to being silver or cheap plastic. Definitely has a much nicer look to it. Here on the inside of the car, you get some more racing features, such as this fire extinguisher, because you can't be too safe out on the racetrack. Here you've got that beautiful exterior color painted center console. Of course, 6-speed manual transmission. And the interior of this vehicle, I cannot stress enough, is just absolutely spotless. And I don't know if the camera necessarily does justice, but take my word for it, this car is absolutely brand new on the inside. It's just perfect in every way, shape, and form. The nav, all the buttons here, I mean, just all like absolutely brand new, as if this car just came off the assembly line. And I love that little touch there, Cayman R right on the drink holders, just beautiful. Flawless dash, there you have your lap timer. This does have the chrono package. Let's go ahead and start her up there. See 13,297 on the clock. Beautiful sport wheel. Now this car, it is equipped with Bose stereo. We also do have air conditioning, as we discussed in the test drive. We also have heated front seats. This is certainly not a stripped model. And we also have navigation here, touchscreen navigation, and it works beautifully. Alright guys, well thank you so very much for watching. Please do subscribe to my channel, share my video, like it, comment, give me some feedback, let me know. I'm new to all this video stuff, but I'm trying my best to get up to speed. Anything I can do to ever help you or yours with anything Porsche, anything automotive, or anything on this particular very special Cayman, I am at your service. Call me, text me anytime, 603-562-9393. Thank you again, have a wonderful day, take care.